game. This includes showing respect for participants, officials, coaches, and other spectators. Be modest and defeat. Recognize that the primary purpose of interscholastic competition is to promote the physical, mental, moral, social, and emotional well-being of the players. Realize that you represent your school just as a member of the team, and you have the same obligation to be a true sportsman.
And we greet you on this Thursday night in November 6, 2025, our presentation, the exclusive coverage of the 2025 Virginia Beach Middle School League Championship matchup as the Brandon Chargers with a record of 7-0 take on the Independence Eagles, who are also 7-0. We greet you on this Thursday in November from Harold Highshober Field in the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Matt Hatfield here with you alongside Jack Lowe, Mason Yoder. Our matchup with the Independence Eagles at 7-0, 140 points scored, 42 allowed, coming off a 26-12 triumph over Larkspur in the semifinals last week. Meanwhile, the Brandon Chargers, also perfect on the year at 7-0. They were able to blank Lancetown 14-0 last week in the semifinals, as this one is shaping up to be a great matchup tonight. From the Plex, some of the future high school talent that we will watch all across the Hampton Roads area. And our game tonight brought to you by our friends at Dairy Queen. It's fan food, not fast food, grill and chill. As you see here at the 50-yard line, the captain's getting ready to be introduced for Independence, which is coached by Aaron Cuffey, assisted by Terrell Heath Jr., Cottrell Cuffey, Takara Gambrell, and Corey Francis. Captain's going to be the likes of number 5, Gabari Mitchell, number 45, Jacob Hyatt, number 2, Tyrese Brown, and I think number 1 is the other captain, Cameron Wilson. I'll give you a couple of quick notes if you did not check out our broadcast from last week on some of the statistics of last week's game. It was Brandon winning 14-0, as we mentioned, and did so behind a really strong performance on the ground. Sean Fraley, 87 yards rushing on 13 attempts in defeat for Lancetown. But for the Chargers, they got a 65-yard touchdown from Isaiah Latson off a pass from Amari Owens, 113 yards on the ground from Travis Hudgens, including a score that gave them separation. And for Independence, who's wearing the blue unis tonight with the white numbers, Brandon with the Chargers-esque white jerseys with the gold numbers and powder blue trim, ended up piling up 238 yards rushing amongst 4 ball carriers with Tyrese Brown, Cameron Wilson, Cashton Clark, and Teo Price. Leader on the ground was Tyrese Brown with 125 yards on 6 attempts. And as always, we encourage you to interact with us all night long on Cova Sports TV. Like, share, and subscribe. Your home for everything sports all across Hampton Roads. Jack, we felt last week when we watched this matchup in the semifinals where you saw Lancetown and Larkspur come up short. We felt like Brandon impenetrable defense, running game for Independence. The strengths as they enter in this collision tonight. Weather's nice. It's not too bad. Pretty cool evening.
Beautiful football weather. This is the best time of the year that I always tell people. You got leaves are falling. It's about 53 degrees tonight, very nice and chilly, and I'm really excited to see that Brandon defense game. But not only that, you talk about Hudgens, the running back. He's huge for the Chargers, and that kid can run. I'm really excited to see what he can do against this Independence defense. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what kind of wrinkle they throw into the offense tonight. I couldn't be more excited to be up here tonight calling this game with you. It's going to be a lot of fun, going to be a great game, going to be a great – I've seen a lot of parents come in. Great atmosphere. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Chargers are coached by Jermaine Robinson. He's assisted by Josh Culberson, Eduardo Garcia, Gerald Lombardi. And it's funny you say that because sometimes we get the sense that, all right, it's the strength of that running game against this top-notch defense. You flip it around, and it could be what does Brandon do offensively against Independence's defense, like you just highlighted, to determine the outcome ultimately tonight and who gets off to the stronger start. Does it make the other team abandon its game plan or alter it to an extent, deviate from what they like to do or what they have on the outline sheet coming in?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be really exciting. Every coach has their script coming into the game, right? They have a set of play calls that they're going to call in certain situations no matter what. But how quickly, like you said, do you deviate away from that if things are going wrong? If you're down by multiple possessions, like, okay, screw running the ball every play. We got to get the ball in the air. And we saw Brandon complete a couple passes as well. They had one really deep one in their semifinal game. So I'm sure if they need to, they'll turn to that passing game. But I think it's going to be a lot of running. And the really fun thing about middle school football at this level, you don't see as much passing. The quarterback's arms aren't as developed. So coaches have to get creative because the run's coming, so they've got to get creative the way they run the ball. Whether they're going to change which way they're going to hand it off, they're going to change blocking assignments. You'll see counter runs. You'll see wham concepts. You see a lot of read options with quarterbacks that can run the ball as well. It's a lot of fun to see the way these coaches mix it up.
Closest game for Independence was a 6-0 shutout of Salem back on September 9th, and the closest for Brandon was last week's 14-0 shutout of Lansdowne. We'll take a quick timeout before we get things underway. You're watching the Middle School Championships in Virginia Beach right here on Cova Sports TV.
Authentic Italian cuisine can be found in just one place in Hampton Roads, Il Giardino Ristorante in Virginia Beach. Il Giardino offers veal, seafood, chicken, pasta, vegetarian, and pizza creations. Add the sounds of the piano bar and lounge, and it's no wonder Il Giardino is such a popular local spot. Open daily at 5 p.m.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why parents count on CHKD Sports Medicine, advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries just for young athletes like yours. With convenient locations across Hampton Roads and a whole team of experts here to keep your favorite player at the top of their game. CHKD Sports Medicine. Learn more at chkd.org or call the CHKD Sports Injury Hotline.
Big thanks to our friends at the Children's Hospital of the King's Daughters, Hampton Roads' premier provider of pediatric health care, offering medical, surgical, and mental health services for patients from infancy to young. And find out more at chkd.org. And our captains you see at midfield with Cameron Wilson and Tyrese Brown, as well as Jacob Hyatt and Gabari Mitchell for the Independence Eagles. And for the Brandon Middle Chargers, their captains, all 8th graders, number 2, Amari Owens, number 3, KJ Joyner, number 5, Isaiah Ladson, and number 8, Travis Hudgens. As Jack mentioned earlier, pleasant night for football, 53 degrees, clear skies, no rain in the forecast, no real strong wind either, which can always affect the kicking and the passing, Jack. We've seen some awesome kicking in all levels of football this year, high school, college, pro, and we'll see what kind of impact tonight the kicking has. But when you get to middle school, 4th down, they're going for that thing.
Yeah, it's really exciting. What was it in the NFL this weekend? Didn't somebody break a record? Was it 68 yards?
It was a 68-yarder. You're right. The Jacksonville Jaguars kicker with the 68-yard field goal. Brandon Aubrey tried it for the Dallas Cowboys unsuccessfully against my Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, Cam Little got it done in that game against the Las Vegas Raiders, outlasting them in overtime. Pete Carroll decided to go for 2. It didn't work out. But there will be some 2-point conversions, I predict, tonight. We saw some in the semifinals. And I've seen some high school coaches here in attendance tonight. I know,
a lot of them.
In fact, on the field, I don't know if our cameras can pan to them. I see them talking together. They're not really rivals, but you've got John White of Bayside and Casey Turner of Princess Anne. In fact, I have to shout it out. John White's son is number 14 for Independence, Torrey White, 8th grader. I think he'll be playing for his pops probably next year. I know the other son,
exciting.
Eric White, I think is a sophomore for the Marlins currently, who are 6-3 on the season, getting ready to close out their regular season on Friday night at home against Tallwood. Could have a rematch in the first round against Salem. A lot of interesting games across the beach on the high school front with, of course, Green Run trying to go for an undefeated regular season yet again, taking on Ocean Lakes. You have Salem playing PA, Bayside taking on Tallwood. Lansdowne and Kellum has playoff implications, and the big one in the beach coming up on Friday night is Cox at 7-2, visiting Kempsville at 7-2. Winner there gets the number 2 seed in Region 5A, whereas the loser is likely the 6th seed, opening up at 3 seed Indian River. And it looks like it'll be Independence in their blue unis kicking it off from the 50. And now they're switching things. Officials.
Switching sides, it looks like.
Yeah.
Got to mention, too, I don't think we can get there with our camera. Beautiful moon tonight, too. If you look out there towards your
You're
left,
right.
Matt.
Full
it's like
moon.
Almost a blood moon? Is that what they call it?
Something like that.
Something like that. Unfortunately, out of the range of our camera, but it's a beautiful night. You couldn't ask for a better night.
If you're watching at home, just peek outside your window or step on the front porch, the back porch, wherever it is. Get the telescope out, too, if you've got one. All right, so it's going to be Independence kicking it off to Brandon. Brandon will be going from right to left to begin things here in our ball game. Again, what a job they've done this year under Coach Robinson. 256 points in 7 wins. 36.6 points per game. We're glad you're all tuned in and interacting with us tonight on our Cova Sports TV YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. Independence kicks it off. Fielded at about the 40. Slipping out of 1 tackle, but not a second. As that was returned by number 24, Nazir Eatman, 7th grader. Looked like number 6, Tristan Wilson, was among those that brought the Charger return man down. We'll call it unofficially about a 5-6 yard return here from the 46, where they'll get things started off.
Start with the split shot. It looks like 2 running backs in the backfield alongside the quarterback.
Chargers operated with Amari Owens at quarterback last time. 1 for 2 through the air. Had that big 60-plus yard TD connection. Here's the handoff to Hudgens. There's a stiff arm, but the defense is ready, as making the tackle for loss was none other than number 12, John Dunham. Behind the line of scrimmage, tried to string it outside, Jack, and they were ready for it.
How about that? And we talked about pregame. Hudgens, one of the most exciting players to watch on this field tonight. And Independence, what that does is they knew he's going to be getting a lot of attention, so they're going to bring a lot of people into the box, watching the outside rush as well, and they were all over him.
Loss of 4, as it'll be at the 42-yard line now. Handoff again to Hudgens up the middle. He gets by 1 tackler, a second. Now he's got a full head of steam to the 35, and he's going to get run out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. Taken out by Tyrese Brown, but that time Hudgens got his revenge. Oh, a dish best served cold sometimes. A gain of 28 to move the chains.
This is going to be a fun battle to watch all night. You go from the first play as bad as it gets with a handoff, losing a couple yards, and now here comes Hudgens running the other way with a full head of steam, not able to be caught until they are up to the 30-yard line. How about that from Hudgens?
3 receivers set now, 2 to the far side. Hudgens staying in as your single back alongside the QB and Owens. Hudgens up the middle, running with some power yet again to about the 25, 24-yard line before a trio of blue shirts halt him. But it's still going to be a nice gain of 6 to bring up 2nd and 4.
They're feeding him a lot, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him continue to get the ball. There's no reason to throw the ball if he's going to continue to get pickups like that. If you are Independence, you have to stack this box and make sure he has nowhere to go. You got to have more like that first down play, the first play of the game. But now Hudgens is starting to lock himself in, and he's feeling himself now.
Brandon just trying to avoid the penalties that plagued them on their first drive against Lansdowne last week. They had 7 flags for 50 yards on the night, but so far off to a good start here. A couple receivers on the near side. Oh, here's a bad snap. Hudgens is going to get it, though. Unfortunately for him, he's going to get close to the first down marker before he's eventually halted. So he turned what was about to be a negative play into a positive.
So much power behind him running. It's incredible. But good job by Independence jumping all over him early. You just have to bring him down. And if you're Brandon, you made a great point about the penalties. You want to avoid those penalties because it wasn't just the first drive. They had multiple penalties that were setting them back last week in the semifinals. You got to clean that up, but you also got to clean those kind of stuff up, the logistical stuff. Make sure the snaps are good. Make sure our handoffs are clean. There's no reason to turn the ball over.
Independence didn't turn it over at all, running for 238 yards in that 26-12 win over Larkspur in the semifinals. 3rd and 3 now. Substitution as we see Kenneth Williams check out in a big body on the line of scrimmage. Jordan Lilly, number 71, run on for Independence. He was a factor last week in that win, and he's going to try to plug the middle where Hudgens is doing much of his damage. 3 receivers trips to the far side of the field. Hudgens lined up alongside Owens, the QB in shotgun. Here's the handoff. Hudgens going left. Do they have the speed to keep him from getting there? No, they don't. Inside the 10, 5 touchdowns as he tippy-toes the sideline for a score. It's going to be a 23-yard house call for Brandon Middle's Travis Hudgens.
I got to be honest, Independence played great defensive coverage there. They had the right coverage. They had the numbers. They just couldn't catch him. They had people all over him that should have been able to bring him down. They missed the one tackle, and they couldn't get him down, and then Hudgens took over. Once he has that open space, he wasn't going to get caught. You can't do much more if you're Independence. That's just kind of players making plays. You just got to bring him down.
All 5 plays, rushes with Hudgens for 54 yards, responding from the loss of 4 with gains of 28, 6-1, and then the 23-yard TD to get the Chargers on the board.
And that's the thing. You sack the box all you want if you're Independence. He'll run to the outside. You've got to find ways to neutralize him, whether he's going to go outside or inside, and bring like a 4-3-5-2 type of defensive formation. Here's your 2-point conversion.
Owens under center now.
Full house.
Hands it off. Hudgens spins back the other direction, and he's got nowhere to go. He's trying to muscle his way through against the Independence defense, but they're not having him as Cameron Wilson and company bring him down.
He almost got there. It was impressive. He almost fought forward, but not quite.
Close but no cigar, and 6-0 in favor of the Chargers here in the Virginia Beach Middle School Championships from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. You're watching on Cova Sports TV.
Cova Painting. We don't just paint, we transform spaces. Visit covapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000.
That's right. Go to covapainting.com and you get 10% off the projects of over $1,000 when you mention the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, and that you watched it on Cova Sports TV. 6-0 lead for Brandon Middle's Chargers against the Independence Eagles in our championship game. Matt Hefford here with you alongside Jack Lowe and Mason Yoder, our camera operator and producer tonight, as Brandon Middle trying to cap a perfect season. They got the touchdown from Travis Hudgens, all 54 yards on that opening drive courtesy of him, and now they will be kicking off in those Chargers uniforms. The same ones you watch on Sundays or occasionally Thursday nights when they play football. Then Jim Harbaugh's team, led by Justin Herbert, wear.
Herbert's incredible, by the way. He continues to make plays. I love these uniforms. I think I mentioned it last week. I think the Chargers have the best out of the entire NFL, and this really resembles them.
Best in the league, huh?
Best in the league. That's my number one.
It's going to be Landon Bermudez kicking it off. I wonder if he's the. Well, I'm going to get something started on the YouTube channel here in a second. Fielded, short kickoff, and then multiple hats. If it's spelled correctly, which I think it is, I'll have to glance at my sheet again. Watch somebody tell me that I'm right, wrong, or a blithering fool. Probably all three, all the above. Yeah. But if that Bermudez name, I believe there was a kicker, Ben Bermudez, that was a kicker at Bayside, and someone's going to say, yeah, that's his brother, or I'm his brother if he's watching. Who knows? Guarantee you.
The Independence uniforms almost reminded me of the Buffalo Bills as well. They got the blue, the red going on. I love those as well, the all blues. I think they look great.
So from the 49. Handoff. Up the middle, nowhere for Cameron Wilson to go. Well, he's actually going to keep the run going. It looked like he was halted at first, but he gets a nice gain into Brandon territory with the stop being made by number 5 there, and that being Isaiah Ladson, who's such a weapon on both sides of the ball.
He fought himself forward really well. It looked like the play was blown up from the start, but he got around the first tackle, and really it was just pure power from there, and powered his way forward all the way up to now it's about 2nd and 2. Great job from the running back.
So from the 43 now. Handoff, and here is Cashton Clark. Cashton Clark's going to dive forward, probably be about a yard short as he's stopped on that play by the Chargers' number 6, Carlito Moore.
Looked like the timing was just a tad, not much, but just a tad bit off on between the snap and the handoff. Looked like the running back maybe was a little too far along than he needed to be. And yeah, that's something really small, but timing is everything when it comes to football. And if you have your timing on point and perfect, you'll get more yards. With the timing not quite being exactly right, I think the running back got a little shorter. He could have had more steam ahead of him if he'd been his timing perfectly with the quarterback.
Pretty tricky to see some of these numbers out here tonight, folks. So if we do happen to miss for the Chargers, that is, a player on a play, we do apologize. Here's a toss. It's going to be out to Cameron Wilson. And Cameron Wilson's going to be short. We do have a flag on the play. A couple of Chargers in Ladson, number 5. Impressive-looking kid, and number 3, KJ Joyner.
Great job by Ladson and Joyner. Just stop him from getting to the first down marker. We'll check the flag, and it's going to be against the offense. I believe a hold.
It's going to go back. It is a holding, so it's our first penalty of the night. It's going to go against the Eagles. That'll back them up to the 48-yard line. Needing to get 11 to keep this first drive alive. So we tick under 3.5 minutes to go in our first quarter. Brandon on top 6-0. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Quarterback Teo Price ready for the snap. Man in motion. Here's the handoff. Tyrese Brown coming to the near side, and he is wrestled down. Big tackle by number 4 for Brandon Middle, Sincere Diggs. And he'll lose a couple.
I think some fans and some coaches wanted to see a horse collar penalty there, but I think it was a great no call by the referees. Never grabbed him by the horse collar. It was completely legal, I think, grabbing the back of the jersey. And great job by the Charger defense. Now you got 4th and extra long, and we'll see what the Eagles opt to do.
So from the 46, it's 4th and 13 here.
Trips to the left.
Price with one man in the backfield alongside him. He's going to roll out to his left. Has a receiver open. Didn't quite see him deep down the field. Now the throw's a little late, but he's going to get completed for a first down nonetheless as he hits Michael Harris at the 38-yard line. He had a man deep down the field on the far sideline, Jack, but he still makes it happen.
And I can assure you, I was watching. He did not cross the line of scrimmage. He did a great job, had great self-awareness knowing he was coming up to it, made the throw, a great throw at that, great catch, and you got yourself a first down. That's an excellent, excellent, excellent conversion for this offense.
16 yards on 4th and 13.
Great job by the Eagles offense. Now they got to turn it into some forward momentum. They're going to stay ahead of the chains now, stay on schedule.
1:45 and counting to go in the first quarter. Teo Price completing the game's first pass of the night for 16. Handoff, and is met right away. Thrown down quickly for a loss was Cameron Wilson by number 44, Leonardo Coca. He was an impact player we talked about a lot last week, and he just read that one completely.
Realistically, the interior defensive line is playing great for Brandon right now. They've been all over some of these inside handoffs, some of these zone runs. They just got to limit the big play, and they gave up the big play just a few moments ago, so we'll see if they can keep them behind the chains. Great job from the defensive line so far.
So that drops them back from the 38 to the 43 with a 5-yard loss, 2nd and 15. They might try to get a couple of these yards back through a run play or two before having to go to the air potentially again. Do have a couple of receivers here to the near side for Price. Could be some edge pressure coming off the blind side of the quarterback. Here's the handoff back to Wilson. He's going to stutter step, reverses the other way, and he's got some daylight. He's going to get all the way up to about the 33 before he's eventually tracked down by Ladson, who's one of the more agile players out there for sure. And you see, nice run, turning nothing into something. Cameron Wilson, the 8th grader, wearing number 1 for the Eagles of Independence.
Almost looked like Bo Jackson there, running opposite ways, then coming back to the near side and coming to the outside. He did a great job reading the defense, knowing that there was a lot of green turf in front of him if he flipped the field over to this side, and had all the room in the world. Now you've got 3rd and manageable, and it's much easier than when they had to convert 4th and 13.
And they will probably not get a playoff here as the first quarter is going to come to a close here at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Brandon Middle's Chargers on top of Independence 6-0 through one period of play, and we've got a crucial 3rd and 5 coming your way after the break. You're watching exclusive coverage of the VBMS Football Championships on Cova Sports TV.
Life moves fast, but when that Freddy's hits, you can't help but slow down. Freddy's, this is the good stuff.
With 4 Hampton Roads area locations, Freddy's is just a short trip away.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water, so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Boom, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
That's right, Portco. It's your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. Find your pathway to employment by contacting them and learning more at portco.org. 3rd down and 5 coming up here for Independence. Going to the air, it's Price. Completes it to the far side. He's got his man, and Michael Harris. However, Harris is going to be just a little bit short of the first down marker. Credit that stop to, well, we'll see who that is and gets back up here for, that is number 4 for Brandon Middle on the stop, Sincere Diggs. But he's going to be about a yard or 2 short of the first down. We'll give him 3 technically on that to make it 4th and 2.
Do we see the tush push in middle school football, Matt?
Not in this spot. I think that could result in some unfortunate outcomes here for the offense against that very stifling defense of Brandon Middle. I do want to correct that touchdown earlier. I think I said it was Travis Hudgens who had the first 4 rushes for 31 yards, but it was actually Isaiah Ladson who had that 33-yard scamper. So I want to give Ladson his props there. Appreciate someone in the chat for pointing that out to me.
Ladson has been all over the field all night so far. Not only the touchdown, but defensively, he's one of the best defenders on the team.
Here is 4th and 2 now for Price in the IMS offense. Oh, we got movement on the right side. You saw John Dunham trying to pull out here. This could be one of those counter plays or something to have.
I think it's going to be the defense. They're going to call this on. In my opinion, you see
the
receiver. Yeah, the receiver went in motion for the Eagles, prompting the Chargers to jump. And I think they thought they were starting to play. They weren't. They were just putting a man in motion. So I think that's going to go against the defense. That's my perspective.
Let's see
and
if
it looks
you're right.
like it will.
Oh, you are right. Good eyes there, Jack. Is it's going to be encroachment. So it goes against Brandon, a fresh set of downs.
Huge for the Eagles, huge. I mean, you talk about the hard count. That wasn't even a hard count, though. All they did was put a man in motion. It confused the defense, and that was enough to get them the first down.
So a fresh set of downs at the 25-yard line. And now Independence can go back to more of a methodical approach, which is what Lancetown had a week ago. They tried to do that to burn the clock, shorten the game against this Brandon Middle team, because you get to track me with them, you're probably going to lose. Here's Price, fakes the handoff, rolls out to his left. He's got some time. He's going to complete the pass along the near sideline, getting out of bounds for a nice gain is Gabari Mitchell, one of the captains for Independence.
Man, that's 2 times in a row now where we've seen this quarterback drop back, and he rolls. Back on that early 4th down conversion they had, it was a designed rollout play to the left. He rolled out to the left on this one, too. Wide open, perfect throw to his receiver. The Eagles are moving now.
15-yard gain. And 3 for 3 through the air with 34 yards compared to the first 5 runs, gaining just 12 yards. So the passing game working tonight for Independence. Didn't have to use it much against Larkspur. Only 1 attempt in the semis. They didn't complete it. But here we
They're
go with
completing it now.
1st and goal at the 10. They have 4 cracks to reach the end zone against this defense that has not given up a point the whole campaign. Uh-oh, ball's on the turf. Fumbling it, but I think getting back on it. We'll double check. Was
Chargers
number 2, Tyrese Brown. Let's see if they uncover the pile, and someone in the white and powder blues got it for Brandon Middle. Their sideline will erupt if they have a takeaway inside the red zone. But I think Mitchell got back on it. He did.
They got it.
Beg your pardon, not Mitchell. Number 2, rather, Tyrese Brown got back on it.
And this is what I talked about. I mentioned it for Brandon, but it goes both ways too. In a championship game like this, you cannot have turnovers. You can't have mental mistakes like that. Everything, hey, a lot of coaches say back to the basics. It's literally back to the basics. You can't turn the ball over. You can't have mental mistakes, penalties. Like that offsides penalty just killed Brandon on that 4th down. You really can't have that.
Well, they always say it's not the team that makes the most plays, it's the team that makes the fewest mistakes that comes out on top.
At this level, it really is the truth. It really is the truth.
So 2nd and goal from the 13 now. This could put Independence in a passing situation on an upcoming 3rd or 4th down. They have a couple of men in the backfield. In motion is Gabari Mitchell. Mitchell's going to get the sweep. End around run. Mitchell's got some room, and it's a touchdown for Independence. We're deadlocked at 6 apiece with 5.5 minutes to go in the first half, courtesy of Gabari Mitchell.
Man, I want to give so much credit to the Hogs on this play. The offensive line for the Eagles could not have blocked any better. And not only them, some of the wide receivers that were on that far side of the field did a great job picking up defenders and picking up their blocks on the right side, making an easy hole. I mean, I feel like, Matt, you could go out there and run through that hole and score into the end zone.
Not with my
blocking
gimpy,
was so good.
Not with my gimpy leg, no chance. Maybe you and Mason, but not me with the gimpy leg.
Great job by the offensive line, though, needless to say.
Here we go, 2-point conversion try now as it's tied at 6. First team to put a touchdown on the board against this ferocious Brandon defense all year. Price gets the snap, hands it off, running to his left. It's going to be Cameron Wilson, and he's not going to get there. We do have a flag on the play as you see the quick defense. Read and react of Isaiah Lanson in on a stop again. He's got at least 3 tackles so far tonight to go with the score, and it's going to be on the offense, which they'll decline. So we've got ourselves a dandy of a championship game for Virginia Beach Middle School football. Brandon and Independence deadlocked at 6 apiece. Now let's hear from another one of the sponsors that make our broadcast possible for you here on Cova Sports TV.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there. Because here, you are more. One Life Fitness.
Everyone's getting toasted at Jimmy John's. I mean, sandwiches.
I could use a toasted sandwich right about now from our friends at Jimmy John's, as it's a 6-all tie with Brandon Middle's Chargers and Independence Middle's Eagles in our Virginia Beach Middle School Championship game. The latest score provided by Gabari Mitchell, a 16-yarder after his 15-yard catch kept the drive going. In fact, they had to convert a couple of key plays. They had a 4th down conversion on a 16-yard pass, Jack. Also the offsides on the Brandon defense on 4th and 2, plus that pass. And here's the squib kick. It looks like Independence has got it. Yes, they do. It's going to be recovered by number 0, Michael Harris, and the surprise pooch ends up resulting in a stolen possession for the Eagles as they have momentum. Uncle Mo on their side.
That was really interesting, and I think they were having trouble with the ball on the tee. I don't know if you noticed. They had to have a holder for that kickoff, and they kicked it to the left, and, I mean, they executed it perfectly. The ball kind of had some weird spin and wobbliness to it. That's exactly what you want. Bounced in and out of the hands of a Charger, and, the kicking team was all over it.
So from the 45, Independence goes back to work on offense. Teo Price with 2 in the backfield.
Lots of energy on the sidelines and the stands. This is shaping up to be a great game.
He wasn't ready for the snap. Faked it right, now tries to scramble left, and he'll get a couple of yards out of it. Awareness there to...
Yeah, I mean, that was great. That's stuff you see. That's next level kind of stuff, being able to maneuver himself even when he wasn't expecting the snap to at least gain a couple yards. It wasn't much, but it's much better than the alternative of a loss of a lot of yards or even a turnover.
Zachary King got to him after Price picks up 2.
This quarterback for Independence looking really good, really mature for the middle school level.
Question's going to be, can Price, the 7th grader engineering this offense, and company keep Brandon's offense off the field until halftime, as we have another jet fly over us here on this
sounds of freedom,
cool, crisp night. That's right, US of A, baby. 2nd and 8 from the 43. Twins in the backfield again, and we're going to get a whistle. And as a flag, it might be a delay of game. And it is going to be a delay of game on the offense. So that will bring Independence back 5 yards.
Mental mistakes, got to avoid them. Have to avoid them. And that one, I mean, obviously, players got to get up to the line quicker, but that's also coaching. You got to make sure you get that play call in very early, very often.
Second and 13 now. Price scooting away from trouble. Rolling away from more defenders. He's going to throw it now. His pass is on the money. It's caught and keeping his balance and going to the end zone. It's a touchdown for Independence. Michael Harris. What a play. There is a flag down. However, this one could be coming back.
Oh, no. I didn't see what the flag is. We'll check. But, again, unbelievable play by the quarterback. Getting out of the pocket, avoiding the pressure, knows his self-awareness to know he's before the line of scrimmage, floats one up, and it is going to go against the offense, unfortunately, but a great play nonetheless.
An eligible man downfield as that will wipe away the score. And right now the Chargers a little bit discombobulated on defense a little bit, be it the pass or the run. They've not looked as sharp as I know their fans and most people are accustomed to seeing them.
Yeah, and they looked great on the first drive when it came to stopping the run game. The interior defensive line was doing their thing. But now the Independence Eagles, they're throwing the ball more. We've seen a couple of very successful passes from this Independence offense, and then they mix in the play fake. You don't know what's coming, a rollout to the left. They've done a great job wrinkling in this offense more, making it tougher for the Brandon to see what's coming. Different formations, too. They got a pistol look now.
It is a pistol look, but they're going to call a timeout. Well, the defense will to get themselves settled down, and we'll take one, too. 3:53 to go until halftime. Brandon and Independence deadlocked at 6 in the middle school championship on Cova Sports TV. And if you got a hunkering for some pizza, go see our friends at Chicho's.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
So here we have it now. 2nd and 18 from the 47 for Independence. Here's Price tossing to his right. It's going to be Cashton Clark getting past midfield and into Chargers territory again. He's going to be tripped up out of bounds. They'll mark him at about the 43-44 yard line. Cashton Clark, he's got a nice stride to him when he runs, Jack.
This Independence offense is just coming alive right now. I'm really impressed. Wasn't all that impressed with the first possession. It took them, now eventually they did get it going, but early in the possession did not look very good. Had an early 4th and 13, and now they're staying ahead of schedule. They're getting ahead of, now we've got a 3rd and long, of course, but overall they're playing a lot better than they did early in this game.
9-yard run makes it 3rd and 9. As we see Price run back onto the field after getting the play call from the coaches on the sideline. Independence with those, we talked about the Charger uniforms looking like PA Cavaliers colors out there, the Independence Eagles.
Yeah, you're right. They do look exactly like the Cavaliers, actually.
Rolling to his left, it's Price after getting the shotgun snap. He's got a flag down, and he's going to get chased from behind. He's pulled down from behind by the big mountain of a back and linebacker and Travis Hudgens.
We might have offsetting penalties
This could
here.
be a replay the down deal, absolutely.
Yep. It's going to be something on the offense, I believe, maybe a hold, but then you can't bring the quarterback, you can't bring anybody down by the horse collar. That's a personal foul, so we're probably going to replay the down. We'll see. Maybe the first penalty wasn't holding. See what the referees have to say. Check the white hat.
Chargers look so good on their first drive. The question is going to be, can they get the football back with enough time to do something with it?
So it was a hold on the offense. Only a hold on the offense?
It looks like they're not going to catch the second penalty.
Oh, that's interesting. Referee threw his hat because he didn't have a penalty to throw, but It looks like he's explaining something to the coaching staff of Independence now as to why they didn't call it. So overall, the offense is backing up. They've got a 3rd and extra long now.
So it's going to go back to the 46. It's that 10-yard flag. This could be a run play just to make it a more manageable passing situation on 4th down for them.
You're not lying, because if they throw an incomplete pass, it's like, what do you got now?
Fake to the near side. Here's a quick screen to the right. It's going to be Cameron Wilson, who is quickly bottled up. Nowhere to run with that defense.
Lost a yard.
Likes of number 2 and number 44 in on the stop, Amari Owens. And Leonardo Coca again making his presence felt. So now facing 4th and 20 from the 45.
These punt situations are really weird for this middle school level because it does exist, but at the same time, punters aren't all that strong yet, and you know sometimes you're better off just trying to take a shot. But it looks like they will be punting this time. Oh boy!
Through some razzle dazzle as it's going to be handed off from Wilson to Harris. Harris is going to throw it, but nobody was looking. He was instead looking to make a block, and Price, instead of turning the head to come back and make the catch.
That was really interesting. I got to be honest. I was fooled there, not only from the fact I thought it was a punt formation, but also a couple of different pitches. Then you got him running. I'm thinking he's going to take off himself, but no, all of a sudden now he pulls the ball back to throw. Unfortunately unsuccessful.
What is it Scott Van Pelt likes to say? Some pitchy woo-woo on Sports Center?
I think you're right.
Pitchy woo-woo.
Right. After Midnight Sports Center, he's the best SVP.
1:42 to go until halftime. We're still tied at 6 apiece, and we'll quickly squeeze in a word from Kova Painting.
Kova Painting. We don't just paint, we transform spaces. Visit kovapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000.
1st and 10 from the 45 in our Virginia Beach Middle School Championship with the Chargers and the Eagles of Independence, who just got stopped on 4th down. They had completed their previous 4 passes on the night until that incompletion. Second possession of the night for the Chargers, who scored from Isaiah Latson's 33-yard run earlier after Travis Hudgens gained 31 yards on his first 4 attempts.
Yeah, the Eagles have had all the time of possession in this first half after that first Charger offensive drive.
Here's the pitch to Ladson. Ladson's going to get knocked out of bounds by Cameron Wilson, but he does get some positive yardage out of it. So they're using both backs in this one. They used Hudgens, not exclusively, but for 11 of the 16 carries last week. And Ladson gets him to the 39 with a gain of 7.
A lot of quickness and athleticism for Ladson. We've seen him all over the place on offense and defense. Getting the ball, he had the touchdown earlier. He's had a couple tackles. Definitely one of the premier players for this Charger team.
So 2nd and, we'll say 4 rather.
We got conflicting chants going on with the cheerleaders.
And incomplete. A couple of oohs and ahs from the crowd on that one. A lot of hopping up and down from the Independence defense, Jack. They thought they had a chance for a takeaway.
Yeah, they had a couple defenders around the area. Nothing doing, though. But now you've got 3rd down. You really got to lock in here. Make sure Hudgens or Ladson doesn't get the ball and get around your defensive line. You really got to make a tackle at the line of scrimmage or even behind the line of scrimmage. And they're going to go trips to the near side here, which, again, I mentioned this last week. They do this to draw more defenders outward so you have less people in the box to try and tackle your running back.
Well, remember, this is 2-down territory here.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Up the middle they go. The up the gut play and breaking away.
Goodness.
It is Hudgens, who's eventually going to get spun down by Gabari Mitchell, but Hudgens keeping the legs churning.
I mean, again, Independence got to him at a good time, but he fought forward, wasn't brought down, and he ran his way forward to that 1st down marker.
Gain of 8. So at the 31 here as they are about to tick under a minute to go. They might have to pick up some of the pace and urgency, although he can break away one real quickly. An offensive line doing some work tonight as we've outlined earlier. Here's the toss. Hudgens using a stiff arm is going to get to the 20-yard line as he's stopped by Gabari Mitchell.
And I mentioned this pregame, and we'll get a timeout called, it looks like, by the offense. I mentioned this pregame, 44 seconds remaining in the first half, that, you know, with the middle school level, because you run the ball so much, you've got to find creative ways to do it. And both teams have done a great job with that. You've seen people go in motion. You've seen the pitch that we just saw, counters, and players down. I'm trying to figure out who that is.
Well, that's not a good sign for Brandon because that is their ball carrier in Travis Hudgens.
Is it Hudgens?
And he is helped to his feet. Which is good to see he's able to walk off under his own power after that latest thunderous run.
That's a bad blow for them if he's not okay, but he's walking off on his own power pretty much, so it looks like he might be all right. He'll get checked out on the sideline, but definitely the best ball carrier for this Chargers offense, and he jogs off the field, so hopefully he'll be okay.
So from the 21-yard line now with 44 ticks to go until halftime. Amari Owens in the backfield with halfback Isaiah Ladson now. Owens looking to throw. Going to step up in the pocket, look to run. He's going to be tackled from behind. Tackled forward for about a yard or two by Cashton Clark, as Owens will be marked at the 19. And they're not burning a timeout as it takes under 20 seconds to go. Very surprised at this, Jack, that they're letting the clock tick down.
I think they have 2 remaining, if I'm not mistaken.
They have at least 1, but our board is showing actually all 3. Now, I don't know if it's accurate or not. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Could be the final play to half. It's complete. To the far side. Ball's fumbled by Ladson. Picks it back up. Going to lose some yardage.
And guess what? No time on the clock.
As the likes of Elijah Mims and a few others were there on him. He fumbled that after catching it for a short pickup. And we will head to halftime, deadlocked at 6 apiece. We got ourselves a very evenly matched championship game between the Independence Eagles and the Brandon Middle Chargers. We'll come back with some numbers and some thoughts in just a bit. You're watching Cova Sports TV. Like, share, and subscribe.
Where did you learn what it means to reciprocate? How much can I be expected to tolerate? So I started to think about the plans I made. And you just can't call a spade a spade. I watched you lose, made it around my mood. Can't stop thinking
of you. What does happiness mean to you?
Being in the ocean with you, watching you catch super fun waves.
In Virginia Beach, happiness is breaking barriers and savoring the sunshine.
I couldn't pick a better place or a better person to be with. This is what makes me happy.
Happiness is going all out.
And taking it all in.
Here, happiness is whatever you make it. Find yours in Virginia Beach.
Working at ASC has been one of the best experiences of my life. Actually wanting to get up and come to work every day, knowing that you're going to learn something new.
It's a new challenge every day, new projects, new designs. It is always something new and exciting going on around here.
Everybody here that I've talked to seems to really enjoy their job and really love coming into work every single day. When you work in that type of environment every day, it just makes it easier to come in the next day.
We're always here to back each other up and help each other out whenever we need it. ASC is like a family.
They really enable everyone here to grow into whatever they need to in their position and get the additional training, get the additional education, and they really do help to make it flexible within your work schedule to be able to make that happen.
We'll work with them to help them figure out how to get from step A to step B. A lot of times it might include taking some educational classes at the community college, as well as on-the-job training. If it's a skill like welding, we might send them to Saturday welding school for 10 Saturdays.
If you have a lot of experience in doing what you're doing, that's great. Come on in, come apply. If you don't have any experience, that's fine too. We will teach you. A lot of what we do here at ASC is to develop careers. Some of the other benefits that we have here at ASC, which are very strong: health insurance, dental insurance, vision, supplemental insurances, a 401k plan, that's a safe harbor plan.
The benefits, the surprise bonuses, the company is very understanding and adjusting rates with inflation and things like that. They've definitely made it worthwhile.
When you come here, you might think that you know what it will look like, but 5 years down the road, you might find yourself a plant supervisor. You never know.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there, because here you are more. One Life Fitness.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. You need John Maynard. PFP, LUTCF, EA, all those initials behind his name mean he's qualified to work on your taxes. He's an ATA, accredited tax advisor. He's an ATP, accredited tax preparer. He's a fellow at NTPI, the National Tax Practice Institute. And if all that weren't enough, he's also been voted the best of Norfolk and the best of Virginia Beach awards. John Maynard has been professionally trained in tax preparation and representation. He brings to the table over 30 years' experience in federal and state returns. He delivers personalized, one-on-one service, and he's a certified electronic filer. The IRS likes electronic filers. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service, 455-6763.
Beach Sportsplex presented by Doubletree of Hilton. There goes Curtis Green. Green on his way to the 30, to the 20.
Here's the insert to Regini. Regini fires. She scores.
Shot. Goal! Michael Wayland. And the fans erupt.
We got Play-Doh? Get out of here!
Second down at about 5. Lance is going to drop back. He's going to fire Chris Higgins. That's going to be complete. Higgins is physical. He could break a tackle. He can also
One
run.
tackle. Here
there
we go.
He goes towards the end zone.
We got people all over the globe watching this.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
It's 757 Saturday Sports Talk with Matt Hatfield and the one and only Coach Ed Young every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on Cova Sports TV. From high school football and basketball to the NFL, MLB, college sports, and the NBA, if it's making headlines, they are breaking it down. Bold takes, big-time guests, and a few laughs, especially at the expense of that basketball coach, Ed Young. Catch it on Cox TV and your view, and don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube at Cova Sports TV.
And we're back here at Harold Highshober Field and the Virginia Beach Sportsplex side of the 2025 Virginia Beach Middle School League Championship, where the Brandon Middle Chargers are tied with the Independence Eagles at 6 apiece alongside Jack Lowe and our camera operator, Mason Yoder. I am Matt Hatfield. Some numbers so far in this one. The first touchdown was scored on the opening possession by number 5 for the Chargers, Isaiah Ladson, a 33-yard scamper. Kabari Mitchell answered back, though, for the Eagles in the second quarter with a 13-yard touchdown run just a couple plays after a 15-yard reception he had. So far for the Eagles on offense, they have run the football 9 times for a total of 33 yards. They have completed 4 of 5 passes for 33 yards, so 66 yards of offense, 33 apiece. Pretty balanced attack there. For the Brandon Chargers, only pass completion came on the final play where Isaiah Ladson caught it, fumbled it, lost a couple yards on it by our count. Running game has been pretty successful. They have carried the football tonight a total of 9 times for 90 yards, averaging 10 yards a pop. Problem is, Jack, Independence has played the type of game that I think Lansdowne envisioned doing last week, and they've kept them off the field for much of the half, playing the ball control, methodical style, shorten the number of possessions and plays, and unless Brandon breaks off a couple of breakaway plays, long gainers or scores, this one could be decided in the final minutes.
Yeah, I like you mentioned that about Lansdowne, because it's true. That's exactly what Lansdowne tried to do last week, and they did a great job with holding the ball. The problem was they couldn't get into the end zone. But Independence has done a great job of that. If we had a comparison of time of possession, I know it's a lot of minutes in favor of the Eagles. They've done a great job having those long, methodical drives, as you mentioned. And again, just got to get in the end zone. And right now, we're tied up 6-6. A lot of excitement to be in the air. I do want to mention Hudgens did go down late in that first half. I'm really curious about his availability. I saw him just a moment ago talking with the trainer. He was kind of walking, stretching on his own power. I think he's going to be okay. Don't know for sure. So we definitely want to check for that in the early second half.
Yeah, and again, Brandon Middle coming into this matchup, 256 points scored, none allowed on the year, averaging over 36 per contest. So they give up their first touchdown of the night. Penalties, by the way, 4 flags for 30 yards on Independence, just 1 infraction for 5 yards on Brandon. Eagles coming in with 140 points scored, 42 surrendered, both a perfect 7-0 on the year. Our presenting sponsor for tonight's broadcast is Dairy Queen. Oh, it's fan food, not fast food. Grill and chill, home of the Blizzard treat. They've got everything from Oreo, Reese's, cookie dough, dip cones, sundaes, and more. Go check them out online at dairyqueen.com. Get the DQ app and go pay them a visit here at Dairy Queen Lansdowne. Just a hop, skip, and a jump away from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. The second half is 90 seconds away from commencing right here on Cova Sports TV.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
I grew up here. I know this town. I know the people here. More important, they know me. As a banker at Town Bank, we become part of the communities we serve. The people who bank with us, our members, know us. When you bank with Town Bank, you'll know your banker. You'll know you can reach us, and you'll know we're here for you.
Town Bank, one of our proud partners here of everything we do at the Sportsplex and Regional Training Center right next door. You'll find experienced bankers who are available, accessible, reachable, and have your best financial interests at heart on or off the field. They're serving others and enriching lives. That's the motto. Give them a call or visit townbank.com and find your banker. Member FDIC. If you're just tuning in, the Independence Eagles in the blue uniforms with the red trim and white numerals. The Chargers of Brandon Middle with the white jerseys, white helmets, just like Independence, but they have the powder blue pants and the gold numbers. But if you do not have binoculars, I don't know how you can tell
Pretty tough.
who those numbers are. And I even have binoculars up here. My late grandfather was hunting binoculars, and I still have missed a couple of numbers. I'm quite sure of it. With Jack Lowe and Mason Yoder, I'm at Hatfield. Our second half about to get underway with Brandon set to kick it off. They'll put it on the tee, and we'll watch number 80 for them, Landon Bermudez, boot this one away.
Another turning point people forget about this game. Back in the second quarter, Independence recovered an onside kick. They did not take advantage and score, but what that does is take away an offensive possession that Brandon would have had.
Great
and that
point.
turns out big.
Great point, because that did steal away some time that could have allowed perhaps Brandon to reclaim the lead 12-6 or even 14-6 with a successful score and 2-point conversion. And these kickoff returns can be so pivotal in determining just how many yards you have to go. It's going to be a pooch that's hauled in at about the 28, and that is Wilson, who gets up to about the 44. We'll give him 16 yards on that return. So the hidden yardage helping them get close to midfield as they begin this first series.
I'm really excited and really giddy to see what happens in this second half. I mean, 6-6, it's been such an evenly contested game. The offense and defense showed out early, but now we've got a lot of defensive battle. A little old school, if you will. It's going to be a really fun second half to watch.
So from the 44, as we watch Tyrese Brown run into the huddle. Independence offense with those 66 yards broken up 33 apiece passing and rushing.
I'm really curious to see how the differential will be between their run-pass ratio, because they passed the ball really well in that first quarter. But if they want to keep having these long, methodical drives, you got to run more often.
This time the direct snap goes to Tyrese Brown. Remember, Teo Price was the one operating, getting the snaps, and this time the Brandon defense is ready. Yanked down from behind. As you see, Hudgens is back in number 8, but number 44 was in on that tackle, Jack. That being Leonardo Coca, who's among the top candidates, in my opinion, for player of the game tonight. He's been very active on defense throughout this one.
Been all over the field. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with when he gets to that high school level. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And, man, he can bring down anybody. I think if he was on this Independence defense, he'd be able to bring down Hudgens real easy as well. Maybe not real easy, but he'd be able to bring him down.
2nd and 9 now as Independence will scoot out to the far side. John Dunham in that tight end flex roll. Now Dunham's in motion. Here it is, running to his right is Brown. He's going to try to get to the edge. He gets outside enough to get some positive yardage as he's pulled down by number 11, Caden Gibson.
Not bad yardage he got there. He just had to do so much work to get there. Had to get all the way to the opposite side to the edge, and he got it. Got a nice gain on the play. Now you got 3rd and manageable.
It's going to be marked at the 48-yard line, so 3rd and 6 coming up for Tyrese Brown and the Independence Eagles. We see some substitutions now as Price goes back in here, the quarterback, which will give them that passing threat perhaps. Some substitutions on defense meanwhile.
They've shown it all game. I wonder if they're gonna, if they do elect to pass here, they're gonna roll to the left. They've done that a couple times now, and that's where that quarterback's been best, is rolling to the left.
Demetrius Dawes, number 20, and number 3, KJ Joyner, playing the deep safeties here if they do go to pass, and it's going to be a fake handoff. Quick pass is not hauled in though by Josiah Mason. Not sure he was quite ready for that quick toss.
That was really dangerous. You had the defender for the Chargers right there. If he had a little more awareness and got the hands up, that could be a lot of trouble. They elected to try and play it safe. Didn't work out for him. Now they've got a 4th down situation.
So 4th and 6 from the 48, just a minute and change into our third quarter. And this is a really important fourth down now, with 3 receivers to the near side for Independence. Remember, they had a fourth down conversion earlier. Here's the backwards. Check that, it'll be a forward as he goes to it, but it's not going to be a first down. Converging to make the stop. A couple of Chargers keeping Cameron Wilson from moving the chains.
I don't hate the play design. I don't know about the situation. You got to pick your situations there. When you got 4th and medium to go, I like the kind of swing route there. It's just unfortunately a lot of yards to get in that situation.
So only 2 yards picked up, and it's going to be at the 50-yard line with 5:54 to go in the third period.
So they're going to go under center here. Or maybe that's a full. Yeah, that's a fullback. It'll be shotgun.
Handoff. Hudgens up the middle. And he's going to move forward for about a yard or 2.
So Hudgens is playing. We've seen him out on the field now. He's moving around. He should be okay. The question is, does he still have that same explosiveness that he had back in the first quarter?
2-yard pickup. Much like the Brandon defense the last play, you see multiple tacklers in on that stop in dark blue. Second and 8 now from the 48. See, number 3 is the blocking back potentially. They roll right. Owens getting chased, gets rid of it, and it's going to be caught, but a couple yards lost. They're going to actually mark him with the reception being KJ Joyner.
It really doesn't make much of a difference if it was a catch or not. I definitely saw the ball kind of come out. Now, he might have gotten his hands underneath it before at the ground. I don't know. It's tough to see, but I definitely saw some ball movement. Either way, you gain a yard, you lose a yard, whatever it is.
Be a loss of 1 to bring up 3rd and 9. Those linebackers ready for that dump off. It's a great read and react from the defender for PA number 19, Elijah Mims. Here it is, the pitch to the left. There's a flag, though. This could be bringing back the Ladson scamper. 20, 15, 10. Goodbye. Touchdown. Let's see what the marker is.
I'll say this. Yeah, it came out really early, but it might have come out so early. It could have been offsides. I don't think I saw anybody offsides, but sometimes you see that when the flag comes out as soon as the snap is, but looks like it's going to be against the offense.
And it's going to be movement up front. So 5 yards backwards go the Chargers. You see Ladson's speed. He can shoot out of a cannon with relative ease.
I know, the explosiveness there. Unfortunately, another touchdown off the board. Was it them or was it the Eagles who had a touchdown wiped off earlier because of a very similar flag? I can't remember. It was a hold.
Well, Independence had one that was brought back,
I think it was
believe.
Independence, yes.
Yeah.
It was Independence. So now you've got one on both sides. You really can't have those mistakes. Now, Independence ended up scoring on that same drive anyways. If you're Brandon, you really got to counter and continue to drive down the field.
Third and 14 from the 46. Chance of defense from the cheer group. Here's the handoff. It's going to Hudgens. Running with some power to the 35-30. Look at him roll. 20-15. Finally knocked out of bounds by Tyrese Brown, but not after a long run. All the way to the 8-yard line as he's going to pick up 46 yards.
What a run for Hudgens. Then you had a huge hit laid by the Eagles defender. Kind of showed off a little bit too, celebrating, but I got to tell you, there's not much to celebrate there. Hudgens got a huge gain on the play. Unfortunately, not able to get across the pylon, but now you're setting up for 1st and goal, and now the Independence defense has got to go into goal line mode, not let anything give.
And basically, the blockers was almost just to get out of his way, let him run. And now 1st and goal. After that 46-yard rumble down the right sideline.
Yeah, really. He can move. He's definitely one of the biggest kids out there, but it doesn't change the fact that he's got some speed under his feet. It's incredible.
Well, it feels like he accelerates well once he starts getting downhill.
Yeah, once he gets a step or two, it's really game over. He picks up so much speed.
Ladson now joins Owens in the backfield. 2 hands it off to 5. Isaiah Ladson makes one player miss, but not the second, as it's going to be a trio of blue shirts for Independence dragging him down. It's going to be a loss of a couple.
Yeah, Independence defense was all over that on the in the C gap there. Had nowhere to go from the start, tried to fight his way forward, nowhere to go. Great job, Independence, bringing him down.
2nd and goal now at the 10 as we tick under 2.5 minutes to go in our 3rd period. A quick moving ball game here.
Yeah, really.
On this Thursday night after Halloween, our first Thursday of November 2025.
Thursday night football. That's what this is.
More competitive perhaps than what they'll see in the AFC West later. You never know.
You're not lying.
Here's the handoff up the middle, making a man miss. Hesitation, and there's Hudgens running with some power. Touchdown.
Wow.
Brandon Middle behind Travis Hudgens, who finds his way into the end zone.
Making up for, I think it was Ladson who had the touchdown run that was called back. Great job from Hudgens, man. He gets his full head of steam, runs with power. Nobody can stop him. He gets across that plane. Once he has his eyes set on the end zone, nobody can stop him. Great job by the Chargers. Now you got to go play some defense. And big 2-point conversion play coming up here, too.
So that'll cap the 5-play drive that started at their own 50. Love the blocking up the middle, though.
Yes.
I believe that was from their center. I want to shout him out.
Hard to see. It looks like they're going under center, so it's tough to see the number.
I think that's big 72.
Wow.
The 2-point conversion does not work. Incomplete. Yeah, I believe that's Mark Calistro-Bodden, the man in the middle, helping pave the way for Hudgens in the ground attack. So the score is 12-6. I almost said 14-8, but it's 12-6 rather in favor of the Brandon Middle Chargers with 2:07 to go in our 3rd quarter. We have an injury stoppage as well, so we'll check on that, young man, when we come back here. You're watching Cova Sports TV.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. You need John Maynard. PFP, LUTCF, EA, all those initials behind his name mean he's qualified to work on your taxes. He's an ATA, accredited tax advisor. He's an ATP, accredited tax preparer. He's a fellow at NTPI, the National Tax Practice Institute. And if all that weren't enough, he's also been voted the best of Norfolk and the best of Virginia Beach awards. John Maynard has been professionally trained in tax preparation and representation. He brings to the table over 30 years' experience in federal and state returns. He delivers personalized, one-on-one service, and he's a certified electronic filer. The IRS likes electronic filers. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service, 455-6763.
Check out JPM Financial Services and John's Tax Services, providing tax preparation for you.
It's right around the corner.
Will be here. Yes, it will be. 2:07 to go in the 3rd quarter. The touchdown run from 10 yards out by Travis Hudgens, the injured ball player for Brandon Middle, Lyndon Bermudez. Although that could be a typo. It says with an N there. Regardless, Bermudez. He is okay as he was able to walk off under his own power. We
hope we don't get into a kicking situation later where they really need him. I'll tell you what, though, 12-6, this is setting up for a great finish. The clock runs really quickly here.
So now kicking for number 80, it is number 8, and that is Travis Hudgens. And here's the return.
Number 9.
Quality one for Independence with Josiah Mason. And again, folks, we are watching the chat, so if you tell us that someone is not the right number for the injuries, we will check on who it is, but right now it's what we have in front of us in terms of roster sheets. So right now at the 47-yard line, it is for Independence with 2 minutes even on our 3rd quarter clock. Let's see if they can put together another workmanlike drive. as they've been pretty balanced tonight, throwing and running, Jack, using Cameron Wilson, Cashton Clark, Gabari Mitchell, a number of different players in their offensive play package.
Yeah, they've had a lot of great diversity. I'm curious to see what they're going to go with on this third quarter drive, 2 minutes to go.
Here's the toss. On the move, it's Cameron Wilson. Got a little bit of a crease. He gets up to the 50 before he is brought down by Hudgens on the stop. So pickup of a few here to bring up 3rd and 7.
2nd and 7, right? Or is it 3rd?
It is 2nd and 7, correct. Yes, 2nd and 7, rather.
Right at the midfield stripe.
As they huddle up for
a little bit of leverage for this independent squad if they can get into the end zone. All they need is a 2-point conversion to take the lead. They got to get there first, though.
Here is the handoff to number 4. That is Cashton Clark, and Clark is met by multiple white shirts for the Chargers, and the last one to get up from the pile, Leonardo Coca again, Jack.
All over the field, and he gave him forward progress at the midfield stripe. Man, Coca's been everywhere. You can always count on him being in the box, being outside the box, being in coverage, wherever. He's always where the ball is. It's incredible.
So no gain on that play. Now it is 3rd and 7. We'll see if Price has some magic left in him. Had a couple of dazzling throws earlier in this ball game. That latest run from Clark gaining nothing. It is 2-down territory here, trailing it by 6. This will probably be the final play of our third quarter. There's going to be a whistle before we get the playoff.
Timeout offense.
And we'll take a timeout here quickly as well before this pivotal 3rd and 7. Do the Eagles of Independence have a score in them to answer the one from the Chargers earlier this quarter? We'll find out after we hear from another one of our partners that make our streams possible for you. Like, share, and subscribe to Cova Sports TV.
Welcome to the most honest commercial you'll ever see.
And as you can see, me and you are both having trouble starting to talk.
Yep.
I mean, this is something that you're breathing in every day.
Yeah. Like 50% of the air in the house?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is coming from down here.
Yes, sir.
How's your crawl space looking? You say we're going to be here a while.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get busy.
Get a free and honest inspection with JES Foundation Repair, a groundworks company.
JES Foundation Repair. You can find them online at jeswork.com. Serving Virginia Beach, locally owned and operated. Free on-site inspections and estimates by licensed professionals. Family-owned company fixing problems such as foundation issues, termite damage, and uneven concrete. As it's 3rd and 7 from midfield now for the Eagles of Independence, who became the first team all season to score on the Brandon Chargers. Earlier in this contest, we were deadlocked at 6 apiece until Travis Hudgens' 10-yard touchdown run earlier. Here's Price with the play fake. He's got a man open, didn't see him, and he's going to be rolling out of bounds around midfield. And the official took a tumble as well. Yeah. Looked like he had, at the very end of that play, Jack, I think that might have been Kenneth Williams, number 8. I'll have to go back and see the replay, but he had a receiver open that came free just for a brief second. Had he tried to thread the needle there, and he made some really impressive throws in the first half. 4 of his completions going for 33 yards, but this one's going to gain not a zilch.
Yeah, quarterback for Independence has done a great job, and when he rolls to the left, and he's rolled to the left on a lot of these completions. When he rolls to the left, he kind of draws the defenders in to try and make a play in case he's going to scramble. What that does is open up receivers deep down the field after the routes have already developed, and he had an opportunity there. Unfortunately, missed it.
Beg your pardon. It was actually Michael Harris that I was looking at that he could have tried to force that one in a little bit, although forcing it in can also result in a turnover. So here they go.
Pick and choose.
From the 54th and 7, Tyrese Brown in the slot. We'll see if he's used on this play. Brandon's defense looking for that stop. It's going to be thrown in the flat. It's caught by Wilson. Wilson uses a stiff arm. He's going to dive for the first down, and the marker's going to say he's got it. What a play by Cameron Wilson, getting away from a really good defense to move the chains.
Good for the quarterback just taking his dump off. He had nothing deep, so he decided, you know what, let's try and let my playmaker go make a play, and he did that. That'll do it for the third.
He needed 7. He got 8 yards. So 1st and 10 from the 42 coming up after the break. It's Brandon Middle on top 12-6, but Independence trying to rally back in the 4th. And you're watching the Virginia Beach Middle School Football Championships from the Sportsplex, presented by Dairy Queen right here on Cova Sports TV.
Authentic Italian cuisine can be found in just one place in Hampton Roads, Il Giardino Ristorante in Virginia Beach. Il Giardino offers veal, seafood, chicken, pasta, vegetarian, and pizza creations. Add the sounds of the piano bar and lounge, and it's no wonder Il Giardino is such a popular local spot. Open daily at 5 p.m.
Il Giardino, home of the Il Giardino Chicken Parm Player of the Week for field hockey. There's been a couple of young ladies from First Colonial and Cox High School that have received that honor lately. You can find them at 910 Atlantic Avenue in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Find them on the web at ilgiardino.com. Upscale Italian dining near the beach with wood-burning oven, vast wine selection, great ambiance. 757-422-6464 is the number, and again, ilgiardino.com. It's the 4th quarter, 12-6. Brandon Middle on top of Independence in our championship game with Jack Lowe and Mason Yoda, our camera operator and director tonight. I am Matt Hatfield. Independence looking at a fresh set of downs after the conversion with Cam Wilson's reception on 4th down. Here it is, the toss over to Wilson on the far side of the field, but the defense able to stop him thanks to the big fella known as number 8, Travis Hudgens.
Independence has a really big opportunity in front of them right now, possessing the ball in Brandon territory in the 4th quarter. And I guarantee you they're going to try and run as many seconds off this clock as they can and try and make this the last possession to potentially get in the end zone. We'll see if they can do that. If you're Brandon, really all it takes is potentially one more stop and you might have a championship.
Loss of 4 for Wilson on that one, and Hudgens again on the stop. Diggs and Hudgens and Owens and Coca all making tackles for loss tonight. 2nd and we'll call it 14. From the 46. Man in motion. He's going to get the football. It's Kabari Mitchell. Mitchell's going to tippy-toe for a moment. Now try to fight forward for some yardage. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage just about, maybe a yard shy of that before a couple of Chargers.
Big couple plays coming up right here. And again, like you mentioned earlier, this is all 4-down territory, 2-down territory, whatever way you want to look at it. They will be going for it on 4th down no matter what. So you got to kind of try and game plan that, both offensively and defensively. Brandon, obviously they don't want to give up the big play, but they don't want to give up anything too short either, to the point where they can make it 4th and manageable. And then for the offense, you got to plan out how you're going to get to this 1st down marker.
Raymond Johnson, one of those assisted tacklers for Brandon's defense. MJ Triocci out there saying, "Go Chargers." Got fans for both sides watching on Cova Sports TV. It's 3rd and 11. Price tosses it out to Wilson. Wilson thinking about a pass here.
Yep.
It's going to be a halfback pass. There's a marker down. It's going to be intercepted almost as he collided with one of his teammates. That time you had number 1, Jaquan Robinson, thinking, I've got the pick. It's coming my way. And then it's the old Charlie Brown, the foul ball.
Yeah.
KJ Jordan tried to get his foul ball from him, Jack.
He tried. We'll see with the flag. It's going to be a hold on the offense, so it's going to be 3rd and extra long again. I saw as soon as he pitched it, it didn't look very normal to me. I figured, and I looked down the field. Sure enough, receivers were going for a pass. It wasn't open, though. In that situation, you got to just tuck the ball and just take your hit, unfortunately. And now you've got that was a really gutsy play call. And now it results in a 3rd and extra long. 3rd and a quarter mile, as some would call it.
Yes, it is. 10-yard penalty on Independence. They've been flagged tonight 5 times for 40 yards. Our man Yancey Mitchell out there saying, communicate, guys, come on. He wanted that picked to perhaps put this one closer to on ice, but now it's 3rd and 21 from the 47. You wondered if they would decline that to make it 4th down.
I was thinking that too, but at this point, that's so far to go. If you're the defense, you kind of think.
You play the field position,
yeah.
and with it being a 6-point game, you may be able to milk the clock enough and the field enough. Here's another flag. Again. They're trying it again. Now this time they might decline the situation.
They have somebody open.
It's going to be hopping and hit the turf. Cameron Wilson's throw.
Now what's this one? If it's on the offense, they might decline this one. And they do decline it.
And they are going to decline this penalty to bring up 4th down now.
Illegal formation.
Cam Wilson's 2nd incomplete of the night. Gloria Robinson out there saying, go Quan, pulling for her grandson. Thanks for tuning in tonight and comment on the chat line there, Gloria. And a 4th and 21 here, Jack. This is pretty much almost Hail Mary pass territory.
Yeah, and this is desperation. 5:58 to go in the fourth quarter. You don't get this, you got to make a really quick defensive stop to get your offense back out onto the field. If you're Brandon, hey, you're not worried about getting the interception. You don't want none of that. You want to swat the ball down, do whatever you can, get the ball onto the ground, and you've got yourself a turnover on downs.
So offensively in a bind here this second half. They have not had a lot of success. Just 16 yards, I believe it is by my count, of total offense after the 66 in the first half.
Yeah, they looked really good in the first half, but have not had as much success in this second half, especially in this third and fourth quarter. So we'll see what they got.
A lot of that is Brandon defense, which is more in sync and locked in. They've made a couple of slight adjustments on the pass, and now it is a pass. Complete in the flat to Cameron Wilson. He's not going to get to the first down. Just misses the original line of scrimmage by a couple of yards as he's met by Chargers wearing 20 and 44. The likes of Demetrius Dawes and Leonardo Coca in on that stop.
They did the exact same thing back in the third quarter when they had a 4th and 7. They took that jump off and say, hey, go make a play, and he was able to do it. The problem is 4th and 21 is a big difference from 4th and 7. Unfortunately, not able to get to the yards. And now, if you're Independence, you just got to make a stop. It's as simple as that. If you make a stop, your offense will get one more chance. If you're Brandon, run that clock, let Hudgens eat up, and you have yourself a Beach District Championship.
So trying to finish the deal here for the Virginia Beach Middle School Championship. The Brandon Chargers take over with 5:47 left in our ball game. And they're at their own 43. Couple of substitutions now for the Chargers, who will use trips receivers to the far side. Handoff up the gut. Trying to use that power run game to put this one away as Hudgens gets the carry. Among the blue shirts in on the stop was number 45, Jacob Hyatt.
I could be wrong. Did Independence burn a timeout in the third quarter? What? I feel like
think
one of the
they did,
teams
yes.
Yes. So they only have 2 timeouts. They elect to not use them yet, and I think I agree with that decision. But that's going to come back to bite them. Hopefully they won't end up needing it.
110 yards rushing on 10 attempts for Travis Hudgens.
If you're the Chargers, you keep running this ball, keep that clock moving.
And yes, if the Ladson family's out there watching, I did give him his 33-yard touchdown back, so I didn't pad his numbers. We corrected that. And speaking of which, guess who? It's Isaiah Ladson on the run along the sideline. Was thinking about a house call. He's knocked out of bounds by Tyrese Brown, but Ladson's going to get enough for a first down, although are they coming to bring this back with a penalty?
I didn't see
Looks
a
like there
penalty
might be a
flag.
hold.
I see it on the far side. Yeah, it
Yes,
will come
this
back.
is coming back.
That's detrimental. I got to be honest. Now, Independence getting to redeem themselves potentially on these upcoming downs.
Well, he'll end up getting at least 4 on this run for Ladson before the hold
Spot of the foul.
is put into effect here. It's just the third penalty accepted from my count here for Brandon. So they'll go back to the 41-yard line to make this 2nd and 12.
And if you're Independence, you got to keep them at or before the line of scrimmage here. And you really can't give up something like that if you want a chance to get this ball back. 4:55 to go. They still have 2 timeouts remaining, I believe. And again, they're not electing to use them right now. I think I agree with it. You save a little bit more time in case you do give up the first down, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be really interesting to see how both teams play this situation.
14 middle schools listed on the Virginia Beach Middle School League website, virginiabeachmiddleschoolleague.org. And these the last 2 squaring off tonight for the championship on this crisp, cool Thursday night November. Chargers on top 12-6 after a tied ball game at the half. Here's the pitch to the near side. Getting some running room again. It's Ladson,
Another
and he's
flag.
going to be
2
brought
flags.
down. You see the diving effort from Gabari Mitchell, then Tyrese Brown, and we'll check that marker.
It might officially be a pass. It looked like it was kind of a forward pitch. Let's see what the referees say. The 2 flags came out at different times.
Could be some movement on the offensive line.
got
They're
a
going to call a
hold.
face mask. Looked like that was a face mask call. This one will be marked from the 45.
They're moving back again. Wow, this is huge for Independence.
All the way to the, well, it's going to be a 10-yard face mask.
I think it was a hold. I think. Unless I missed it. Face mask will be 15. But now Independence has a big opportunity. Now it's 2nd and a mile. You've got to find a way to hold this Charger offense here for 2 more downs or 3 more downs, maybe.
Justin Fleming, one of the corners here on the near side, giving some cushion to the receiver. We'll see if they go to the air. They haven't done that tonight much. Here's up the middle. They go with the power back in Hudgens. As you see, diving from behind to stop him was Christian Roby, a 7th grader, along with some others trying to make the stop. He's going to get them back up to the 44-yard line. Pickup of 9 to create 3rd and 9 now from the 44.
It's manageable. 3rd and 9. You've got, again, it might be 4-down territory here. We'll see what the Chargers elect to do. If they don't get this, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how both squads play this.
Running in is Amari Owens, who's also contributed nicely on defense with a tackle for loss that he assisted on. And Owens, the one that's going to be under center here to get this snap. We've not seen many design runs for him. He's had just 1 run tonight for 2 yards. Let's see if they keep it in his hands. He's going to pitch it. Here's Ladson.
Oh boy, he's got that edge.
Gets the block and he's actually helping move his blocker with him. You saw him putting on the hand of on the back of Mark Calistro-Bodden on that toss out, and it's going to be enough for a 1st down for Isaiah Ladson.
That is bad for this Independence defense. That's the one thing you could not give up. You couldn't give that up. Now there's just over 3.5 minutes to go in this 4th quarter, and you're down by 6. You've got to make a stop here. You might be calling timeouts here very soon, and you got to get them behind the chains, behind schedule on offense, and try and get yourself this ball back.
So the Chargers had 146 yards rushing its last time out in the semifinals against Lansdowne. Tonight, now up to 176 yards on their 18 carries with Travis Hudgens, Isaiah Ladson, and Amari Owens as they let the clock tick under 4 minutes to go in our contest. And now at the 46 after the clock stopped with it going out of bounds.
It is 1st down, by the way. Our scoreboard says 4th down. We apologize for that. Hopefully that'll be fixed here in just a moment.
A handoff, and right away, the defense was ready to eat it up. And that time, nowhere to go for Hudgens as the likes of number 45, Jacob Hyatt, and number 12, John Dunham drop Hudgens back for a loss of 1.
Oh, there it goes. 2nd down and long. Our scoreboard's fixed now. Again, Independence, you got to get them behind the line here. Just under 3 minutes to go in, running out of time very quickly.
A couple of stops behind the line of scrimmage tonight for John Dunham. Shout him out on defense for Independence. 2nd and 11. Brandon now with 3 receivers to the far side as they might put one of these men in motion. And now we will get a timeout call. It looks like.
No. If you're going to call a timeout, you're better off calling it immediately after play. Save all the clock you can. Now you let 30 seconds
The
run.
defense called the timeout, so they will pause here with 2:35 to go in our contest. 2nd and 11 coming up from the 47. Brandon trying to hang on for a 12-6 triumph in the Virginia Beach Middle School Football Championships right here on Cova Sports TV. Now this from Chicho's Pizza. Chicho's Pizza, home to the Chicho's Pizza 757 Football Player of the Week, which was none other than Amari Pryor, running back from Bethel High School in Hampton, who's committed to play at Hampton University. He had 330 all-purpose yards. Yes, 330 all-purpose yards, 23 rushes, 255 yards, and 7 touchdowns in a 55-6 win over Menchville, which brings his season count to 25 34 all-purpose yards, and 35 touchdowns. His Bruins in action tonight against the Hampton Crabbers over at Darling Stadium. And here at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, 12-6 lead for Brandon Middle on second down and 11. They're going to go up the middle. Nowhere to budge. That defense quickly getting to Hudgens, as you see. Number 24, once again, Christian Roby in on that stop. Maybe a yard or two. If that, it's going to be a gain of 2 for Hudgens and the Chargers here as it's 3rd and 9 coming up, Jack.
Yeah, very big 2 plays here for Brandon to try and put the game away. They get the first down here. It's looking really good for them. Independence, you have to get a stop here. And on the next play too. Again, they're gonna go for it if it gets to a 4th down. But they've gotten this edge a couple times on 3rd down now. Let's see if they try to go to the outside.
Apologize about that. That time Coach Young hacked my social media for a second on that last video. But it's 3rd and 9 coming up for Brandon. Couple of backs joining the quarterback in Amari Owens. Oh, the snap goes over his head. He's going to dive on it back at the 30. Check that, at the 42-yard line. And that's the oy vey. Oh, no.
And we mentioned it all of the first half. You can't have these mental mistakes. Independence will take their timeout, but man, that mistake is huge. Now you could have turned the ball over, but luckily you fall on the ball. Now you've got 4th and so long to go. And all of a sudden, Independence is in this game, Matt.
Loss of 12 makes it 4th and 23. So back at their own 42 here with 1:25 remaining. Question is going to be how much have you operated the 2-minute drill offense here to perfection?
Oh man, and they'd done a great job up until that point. Of course, you have 3rd and long, and then losing the ball there, man, that is a detrimental mistake. And if Independence finds a way to win this football game, you got to point your eyes back at that play right there. That's a terrible mistake. So we're going to get 4th and extra long. Brandon, at this point, I mean, do you play it safe and punt the ball? Do you still try and make something happen? I don't know what they're going to do.
I most certainly would try to pooch kick this.
And you can see a mistake made by Independence there, too. You don't see it very often, so I'm very curious. This is a big play. 1:25 to go. This is going to be fun. Very tight formation. Bunched up.
They roll out. Owens with the keeper. And it's going to be a turnover on downs as he gets out of bounds.
The one good thing that comes out of that for Brandon is he got a good chunk of yards to at least push them back, almost like a 10-yard punt, if you will. Because, yeah, 10 yards doesn't sound like much if you watch professional football on TV, but really at this level, that's huge. 10 yards could be all the difference for all we know. 1:18 to go. Can Independence get down the field?
So Independence is going to have pretty generous field position. 1:18 left at the 50.
I don't know if they have one timeout remaining. I'm not too sure. Our scoreboard hasn't been keeping up with it, unfortunately.
They used one that last series.
They did.
On defense.
They used one at least. And they might have used one in the 3rd quarter, remember? So I think they have one remaining, if they have any.
So the Eagles behind Teo Price, who's completed 7 of 8 passes tonight for 53 yards. Cam Wilson, Michael Harris, Gabari Mitchell, the main components. He's going to spin away and then get dumped. What a diving tackle, and then stepping over him. You see number 2 for the Chargers, Amari Owens, came flying through.
Man, a great job by the Brandon defense. They tried to run the fake to the far side of the field towards the top of your screen, and nobody for Brandon fell for it. All of them came down to the near side and got all over the running back.
What a job there by Amari Owens. Just flying up.
Uh-oh. This might be a face mask.
And Brandon Middle's sideline is going bananas across the way from us up top in the booth.
It might be something with the tackle.
Personal foul. It's going to be on the defense.
That's bad. That's really bad.
So a 15-yarder from the 47 means it's going to be at the 38-yard line.
Man, you cannot have that. That's 2 very bad errors, logistical errors for this Brandon, both the offense and the defense. And now it's an automatic first down there, well into Brandon territory. The question is, can they get even further? Again, they've got to get to this end zone, trailing by 6, 43 seconds to go. And again, I believe they have one timeout remaining.
At the 38. Clock starts, and now there's a whistle. The defense will call a timeout. Brandon Middle will use the timeout. We'll see if they put a couple seconds back on the clock because it started rolling. There might be a couple more seconds put back on the clock. Meanwhile, we'll take a quick timeout, too, here. 12-7, the Chargers leading the Eagles in a thriller for the middle school championship in Virginia Beach.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
And another errant snap. It's going to be a false start. Independence.
Moving back and forth,
For
back and forth.
some reason, I don't know why they were rushing out of the timeout to get the ball snapped. The clock is stopped.
Yeah.
I'm a little perplexed on that one. As they were, once he got to the line of scrimmage, the linemen, they were all very, and again, nerves are coming into effect here.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, I think. And a lot of these players, this is their first time being in a situation like this, playing in a big game, a big championship game, on a turf playing field. You got fans all over the place.
There were actually both tackles were moving as that play happened simultaneously. So it was really two false starts. But 1st and 15 from the 43 with 37 seconds. I think they should have put a few seconds back on the clock. Nonetheless, here it is, Price. Back to throw in the flat. He completes it to Cameron Wilson. Wilson up to the 40. Can he get out of bounds? He'll do just that at the 36-yard line. So he'll gain back about 7 yards. And the clock stopping with 29 ticks to go.
Great job getting some of those yards back. They've done that multiple times now, finding that exact receiver on the little dump off, and he's got a lot of speed behind him. So once he gets going, man, if he could dodge some of those tacklers, he's got a great look.
Everything now is being played to the sidelines here, and you see the coverage.
Accommodating for it.
Those areas, the edges, the boundary, always where you want to go to try to attack with time not on your side and the timeout situation.
I hope they've practiced how to get up to the line and clock it.
Middle of the field, not really your friend here. That's why you only see one person in the middle of the field, that linebacker. Price now trying to get away from trouble. Gets away from the second. He's going to fall down at the 38. They're going to have to hurry and get this snap because he lost his balance. He was trying his best, but he had a couple chasing him as we tick under 15 seconds to go.
They're not going to spike it.
Third down there from the 39 after he lost 3. It's going to heave it out of bounds just to save some time, and it's going to go incomplete with 2 seconds left.
Good job by the officials. They pointed out there was a receiver in the area, not intentional ground in front of you. You may be thinking it watching. Now there's 2 seconds left. Basically, you got a Hail Mary, or maybe even a quick pass, and you kind of do a little pitch, couple pitches in a row. You never know what you're going to see here. But if you're Brandon, just got to make a tackle. That's all.
Last timeout by the Chargers. Will keep it right here with 2 seconds to go, and 4th down for Independence, trailing it by 6. The game on the line here as they're huddling up to figure out what to do on offense. And this pretty much has to be thrown to the end zone. You can't use the out of bounds anymore. This has to be.
And if it doesn't go to the end zone, you better be ready to throw the ball back and not be the receiver who has the ball and falls to the turf. You practice these game situations, especially on a week of the playoffs or a championship game where you know it comes down to the line in this kind of situations. If you're Brandon, again, if the ball is deep to the end zone, knock the ball down. Don't try and go for the interception. You knock the ball down. And if it is one of those flickety-flick type of plays, just make a tackle.
Flickety-flick, that's a new one.
Flickety-flick.
Here we go. That. Cam Wilson, keep an eye on him in the backfield, but number 5, Gabari Mitchell's got a 15-yard grab. Number 0 in the slot with the red sleeves is Michael Harris with 2 grabs for 19 yards. Claps his hands. Here it is, the pitch.
Trick
over
play.
to Cam Wilson. Can he get rid of it in time? No, he can't. He's dropped backwards as the defense with the tackle made by number 4, Sincere Diggs, and that's going to be the finishing touches on this one. Brandon's Chargers prevail by a final score of 12-6 over the Independence Eagles in the Virginia Beach Middle School League Championship on this Thursday night in November. They cap off a perfect 8-0 season, outscoring the opposition by a count of 268-6 on the year. The Eagles conclude at 7-1 overall, and a heck of a ball game tonight between these two teams, worthy of playing in this spot. They get here after a 6-all tie, Jack, and we saw the clutch stops on defense, and at the very end, they pretty much had to try to heave it.
They got the Gatorade dump.
They did get the liquid bath, if you will, for the head coach of the Chargers, Jermaine Robinson. And what a year they had. And all the schools, I believe it's, 13 or 14, in fact, 14. Of the middle school in Virginia Beach to be the last team standing. It's a pretty neat accomplishment. Those kids are so super stoked for what they pulled off tonight. Nothing to be ashamed of if you're Independence. You go 7-1 and you put up as great a fight as anybody did all year long against these Chargers. But the defense really was where you win the championship. And at the end, if they got the ball back at midfield, Jack, nowhere to go. They pretty much clamped down on the passing game, which in the first half produced 33 yards on 4 completions. Second half, they got a couple of completions, but more of them were cosmetic, not as impactful or influential as what they did in the first half. And the Chargers walk out of here with a victory.
Yeah, really fun game to watch. 12-6 your final score. And like you mentioned, the defense came up big. They had some mistakes. The bad snap in their final drive really was almost a dagger into them. But the defense responded despite bad field or good field position for Independence. The defense came up huge. Defense made a lot of big stops in that second half. Independence offense looked really good in the first half, but they were completely shut down. Did not score a point on this Brandon defense in the second half.
And now you see the celebration as they're going to go run over and celebrate. I see a few.
Oh man, they're students.
A few, students actually were able to squeeze their way onto the field to celebrate with their classmates and teammates.
Hey, they did it.
As they are excited for what they were able to pull off tonight, winning it 12-6 in what was a fierce battle to the very end. As you see it on your screen here, the Brandon Chargers able to double up Independence tonight, 12-6. Some final numbers before we do bid adieu tonight. For the Chargers in the win, Travis Hudgens, it's a tough call between him and Isaiah Ladson, Jack, for player of the game. You could also go with, on defense, Leonardo Coca, who was really good, Amari Owens, Sincere Diggs, who had multiple tackles for loss. But Hudgens was the workhorse on offense, 13 attempts for 120 yards, had a touchdown. Ladson with 6 rushes for 55 yards and a score. Amari Owens 2 of 3, completing with 2 rushes for 10 yards. So as a team tonight, they run the football 22 times for 100. And let's just double check it here, 173 yards. Meanwhile, for Independence, they end up running the football tonight 19 times. Did not get a whole lot of yardage, Jack. They end up with a total of 24 yards as that defense was stifling. Through the air, though, they did complete 8 of 12 passes for 60 yards. So 84 total yards of offense compared to 196. Statistically, felt a little more one-sided, but that onside kick that you mentioned late in the first half was big to keep Independence in the ballgame and have a chance.
Yeah, for sure. It really did great wonders for Independence, keeping that time possession. And they did a great job. They had some of those long, methodical drives, keeping the time of possession, slowing down this very explosive Brandon offense. But with that being said, you can drive down the field all you want, but if you can't get in the end zone, can't put the points on the board, nothing can help you.
Before they get the trophy here, some individual numbers for Independence. Teo Price, 8 of 10 for 60 yards passing. Cam Wilson had 5 catches for 26 yards. Also had 3 yards rushing. Gabari Mitchell with a 15-yard reception, 2 rushes for 16 yards and a score. And Michael Harris had 19 yards receiving on 2 grabs in this one. Cashton Clark, 3 attempts for 10 yards. So there you have it. Any final thoughts before we sign off here on this night?
No, I really appreciate all of your help. Mason's help and everything. Was a really fun game to do, honestly. 12-6 your final score. And, man, a lot of fun. Great win for this Brandon Chargers. Going to be a lot of fun to see some of these kids move on to the next level.
For sure. We thank you for tuning in to Cova Sports TV. Hit that like button, the share button, and subscribe button. Former partner Jack Lowe and our camera operator Mason Yoder. Also the likes of Chuck Thornton, Nick Senti, and Cova Sports TV and Hometown Sports Productions making it possible. I am Matthew Hatfield signing off from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, where once again our final score, the Brandon Middle Chargers victorious over the Independence Eagles by a count of 12-6. We say good night from Virginia Beach, Virginia.
After more than 50 years of innovation, AstroTurf still leads the way. The inventor of artificial turf does it all, right here in the USA. We engineer, test, manufacture, and install the world's most innovative fibers and turf technologies, with over 30,000 tracks and fields worldwide. AstroTurf, powered by Sport Group.
Beach Sportsplex presented by Doubletree of Hilton. There goes Curtis Green. Green on his way to the 30, to the 20.
Here's the insert to Regini. Regini fires. She scores.
Shot. Goal! Micah Wayland. And the fans erupt.
We got Play-Doh? Get out of here!
Second down at about 5. Lance is going to drop back. He's going to fire Chris Higgins. That's going to be complete. Higgins is physical. He could break a tackle. He can also
Wait, one
run.
tackle. Here
there
we go.
He goes towards the end zone.
We got people all over the globe watching us.
Kova Painting. We don't just paint, we transform spaces. Visit kovapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000.